I'm 81 years old, and I'm about to tell you something that will probably make you uncomfortable. Everything you think you know about love and marriage is wrong. And by the time you figure it out, it might be too late. You see, I was married for 52 years. 52 years to the same woman. And in all that time, all those decades, all those mornings waking up next to her, all those dinners, all those quiet evenings, I think I said I love you out loud maybe 10 times, maybe less. I thought she knew. God, I really thought she knew. But before I tell you what happened, I need you to understand something. I'm not making this video to get sympathy. I'm not looking for forgiveness. I'm making this because I'm running out of time, and there are things you need to hear before you make the same mistakes I did. Not for me, for you, and for the people you love. My name is Robert. My wife's name was Margaret. We met in 1967 at a church social. I was 29, she was 26. She had this smile that made you feel like you were the only person in the room. I knew within a week that I wanted to marry her. We got married 6 months later, small ceremony. Her parents thought we were rushing. My father pulled me aside the night before the wedding and said, "Son, remember this. A man shows his love through his actions, not his words. Words are cheap. A roof over her head, food on the table, security. That's how you show a woman you love her." And I believed him. My father was a hard man. He grew up during the Depression. He fought in World War II. He worked in a steel mill for 40 years. He provided for his family, and that was love. That was the only model I had. So that's what I did. I became a provider. I got a job at an insurance company. I worked my way up, 50, 60, sometimes 70 hours a week. I bought Margaret the house she wanted, made sure the bills were paid, fixed things when they broke, kept the car running. That was the scoreboard in my head. That was how I kept score of being a good husband. And you know what? I thought I was winning. Margaret she was everything I wasn't. She was warm where I was cold. She was expressive where I was stoic. She laughed easily. She cried during commercials. She would tell our kids, "I love you," a dozen times a day. And me? I'd ruffle their hair, pat them on the shoulder. "Good job, sport." That was my version. I remember our 10th anniversary. Margaret made a special dinner, got dressed up. We had a nice evening, and at the end of it, she looked at me across the table and said, "Tell me something nice." And I said, "The roast was good." She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes, and I didn't notice. Or maybe I did notice, and I just didn't understand what it meant. That became a pattern. Every few months she'd ask, "Tell me something nice. What are you thinking about? Do you still think I'm pretty?" And I'd give these nothing answers. "You know I do. I'm tired. Let's just watch TV." "Why do you need me to say it?" I saw it as nagging. I see it now as what it really was. She was starving. Starving for affection, for connection, for words. And I was holding the food just out of reach, wondering why she kept asking. My father's voice was always in my head. "A man doesn't blubber about his feelings. That's women's stuff. You provide. You protect. That's what matters." So I became a stone, solid, dependable, emotionally unavailable. We had 2 kids, David and Sarah, and I loved them, I really did. But did they know? I mean, really know? I went to their games, I paid for their college, I showed up. But I can probably count on 2 hands the number of times I told them I loved them out loud. Sarah got married 12 years ago. At her wedding, during the father-daughter dance, she whispered in my ear, "I love you, Dad." And I said, "You look beautiful tonight." Why couldn't I just say it back? What was wrong with me? The years kept passing. The kids moved away. It was just Margaret and me in that house. And the silence started to grow. We'd sit at dinner, and sometimes we wouldn't say more than 10 words to each other. I'd read the paper. She'd do crossword puzzles. I thought that was normal. I thought that was just what marriage became after 50 years. But here's what I didn't see. Margaret was disappearing, bit by bit, year by year. She stopped asking me questions. She stopped saying, "Tell me something nice." She stopped reaching for my hand when we walked. I thought she'd just, I don't know, grown comfortable, settled in. I didn't realize she'd given up. 3 years ago, Margaret started getting tired, really tired. She'd fall asleep in her chair by 7 o'clock. She lost weight. I kept telling her to go to the doctor and she'd say, "I'm fine, just getting old." But she wasn't fine. One morning I woke up and she wasn't in bed. I found her on the bathroom floor. She'd collapsed. I called 911 and everything after that is a blur. The ambulance, the emergency room, the doctors with their serious faces. Stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Advanced, aggressive. Maybe 6 months if we were lucky. 6 months. 52 years together and we got 6 more months. They admitted her to the hospital for treatment. Started chemo. Made her so sick. I'd sit in that chair next to her bed every day, watching her sleep, watching her suffer. And one afternoon she woke up and looked at me, really looked at me. Her eyes were so tired. And she said, "Robert, did I make you happy?" I couldn't speak for a moment. This woman who'd given me 52 years, who'd raised our children, who'd stood by me through everything. And she was asking if she'd made me happy. I said, "Of course you did. Of course." And she said, "I never really knew. You never said." That's when it hit me, like a freight train. All those years, all those moments where I could have said something, should have said something, and I'd stayed silent. I started to cry. I'm not a man who cries. But sitting there, holding her hand, understanding what I'd done, what I hadn't done, the tears just came. I said, "Margaret, I love you. I've always loved you. From the first moment I saw you. I'm so sorry I never told you enough." And she smiled. That same smile from 52 years ago. And she said, "I know. I always knew, Robert, but it would have been nice to hear it more." She died 6 weeks later. Not 6 months, 6 weeks. The funeral was, I don't remember most of it. David gave a eulogy. Sarah read a poem. People said nice things. They had such a long marriage, 52 years together, like that was some kind of achievement. But I felt like a fraud. Because yes, we were together for 52 years. But how much of that was real connection? How much of it was just existing in the same space? After the funeral, I came home to an empty house. And that's when the real torture began. The silence. God, the silence is deafening. I walk through these rooms and everywhere I look, I see her. Her chair in the living room, her side of the bed, her coffee cup. And I talk to her now. Isn't that funny? Now that she's gone, I can't shut up. I say I love you to her photo every morning. I say it to the empty chair at dinner. I say it when I'm making coffee. I say it 100 times a day. But she can't hear me. That's the torture. I finally found my voice and the audience is gone. I go through old photo albums sometimes. There's one from our 30th anniversary. We went to the beach. Margaret's smiling at the camera. I'm standing next to her, hands in my pockets, barely smiling. We look like strangers. That's what kills me. In our own anniversary photo, we look like two people who just happened to be standing next to each other. I found her journal a few months ago. I shouldn't have read it, but I did. There was an entry from 1995, 27 years into our marriage. She wrote, "Sometimes I wonder if Robert loves me at all. He's a good man, a good provider, but I feel invisible. I watch other couples hold hands, say sweet things to each other. I watch them and I wonder what I did wrong. Why doesn't he look at me the way other men look at their wives?" I had to put the journal down. I couldn't read anymore. All those years, she was right there, right next to me, wanting so badly to be seen, to be told she mattered. And I was too proud, too stubborn, too programmed by my father's version of masculinity to give her what she needed. Words. Just words. That's all it would have taken. You look beautiful today. I'm so lucky to have you. I love you. Thank you for everything you do. These cost nothing. Nothing. And I treated them like they were too expensive to give. My son David came to visit last month. We were sitting in the kitchen and he said, "Dad, I never knew you loved Mom until the very end. At the hospital. That's the first time I ever saw you show her affection." And that broke something in me. Because he was right. My own son didn't know I loved his mother. How can you be married for 52 years, raise children together, build a whole life together, and have your own son not know you loved each other? Because I was too busy being strong, being the man of the house, being my father's son. Let me tell you something about strength. Real strength isn't silence. Real strength isn't bottling everything up. Real strength is vulnerability, is saying I love you even when it feels uncomfortable, is showing affection even when you weren't raised to do it. I was a coward. I was a coward pretending to be strong. And now I sit in this empty house, and I think about all the moments I wasted. All the times I could have said something, should have said something. That morning she made me pancakes shaped like hearts. I said thanks and went to work. That night she dressed up for our anniversary. I barely looked up from the television. That time she asked me to dance in the kitchen. I said I was too tired. That afternoon she showed me a poem she'd written. I said that's nice and went back to reading the paper. Every single one of those moments, I can see them so clearly now, and I would give anything, everything, to go back and do them differently. But time doesn't work that way. You don't get do-overs. You get one chance, and when it's gone forever. I'm 81 years old now. If I'm lucky, maybe I've got 5 more years. Maybe 10. It doesn't matter. The life I should have lived with Margaret is over. There's no second chance. No makeup exam. No extra credit. Just regret. Endless, gnawing regret. And that's why I'm making this video. Because if you're watching this, and you're married, or you're in a relationship, or you have people you love, please don't make my mistake. Don't think they know. They don't know unless you tell them, unless you show them, unless you make it absolutely crystal clear every single day that they are loved and valued and appreciated. Your wife doesn't know you love her because you pay the bills. She needs to hear it. Your husband doesn't know you appreciate him because you cook dinner. He needs to hear it. Your kids don't know you're proud of them because you show up to their games. They need to hear it. Words matter. They matter so much more than you think. And I know what you're thinking, because I would have thought the same thing 30 years ago. That's not how I was raised. I'm not good with words. They know how I feel. Stop. Just stop. Because you're lying to yourself. If you're not saying it, they don't know. And one day, when it's too late, you're going to wish you had. I think about all the times Margaret said, "I love you" to me over the years. Thousands of times. Thousands. And I probably said it back, what, a few dozen times at most? That math is devastating. She gave and gave and gave, and I just took. I took her love for granted. I thought it was infinite. I thought she'd always be there. I thought I had time. Time is a lie. You don't have as much as you think. None of us do. Margaret used to say, "Make sure you tell people how you feel about them. You never know when it'll be the last chance." And I'd nod and say, yeah, and go back to whatever I was doing. She was trying to tell me. She was trying to wake me up. And I was too stubborn to listen. If I could talk to my 40-year-old self, here's what I'd say. Stop being your father. You're not him. You don't have to be emotionally unavailable because he was. Say I love you every single day. Say it in the morning. Say it at night. Say it for no reason. Tell Margaret she's beautiful. Tell her you're grateful. Tell her she makes you happy. Hold her hand. Kiss her forehead. Dance with her in the kitchen even when you're tired. Ask her about her day and actually listen to the answer. Put down the newspaper. Turn off the TV. Look at her. Really look at her. See her. Because one day you're going to wake up and she's going to be gone. And you're going to spend the rest of your life wishing you'd done things differently. But I can't go back. I can't undo 52 years of silence. I can't take back all those missed opportunities. All I can do is tell you, warn you, beg you not to make the same mistake. Because the worst thing about my story, it's not unique. There are millions of men just like me, sitting in empty houses, talking to photographs, finally saying, I love you, to people who can't hear them anymore. Don't become one of us. I keep Margaret's photo on the nightstand. Every morning I tell her I love her. I tell her she was beautiful. I tell her thank you for putting up with me all those years. And sometimes I swear I can hear her laugh. That same laugh from 52 years ago. Like she's saying, it's about time, Robert. But it's too late. It's always going to be too late. So please, if there's someone in your life you love, tell them. Today. Right now. Put this video on pause and go tell them. Don't wait for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. Just tell them now. Say, I love you. Say, you make me happy. Say, I'm grateful for you. Say whatever you've been holding back. Because I promise you, with every fiber of my being, you will not regret saying it too much. But you will absolutely regret not saying it enough. The silence in this house is unbearable. It's a constant reminder of everything I failed to say. Don't let that be your future. Don't let your legacy be silence. Be brave enough to be vulnerable. Be strong enough to say the words. Be human enough to show love while there's still time. I'm 81 years old. Margaret has been gone for 3 years. And I'm going to spend whatever time I have left saying, I love you, to an empty room. Don't let that be you. The clock is ticking, for all of us. What are you going to say before it's too late?